Hello and a very warm welcome to another edition of Talking Germany, the show where we do just that. And my guest today is a woman who worked for many years as a successful classical singer. Then something else happened. She took time off to have a baby and ended up writing a novel. Many others have followed, and her sales now total somewhere over the 12 million mark. And here she is in person, Hera Lind. Thank you very much for joining us today on Talking Germany.
I try to speak English.
And you will succeed. She will be good in English, I know. Now, I suppose I've mentioned one figure about Hera Lind already, that 12 million figure, and there's another figure that I should mention at this point, and it's this. I read somewhere, and I don't know whether it is true, that 99% of Hera Lind's readers are women. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing what she has to say about women in today's Germany and about the following topics. Laughter is the key, says Hera Lind, whose books offer comfort and encouragement to her many female readers as they face life's trials and tribulations. When the body becomes a prison, people suffering from locked-in syndrome can only communicate through eye contact. Hera Lind has written about this shattering fate. And books to go. Public bookshelves are increasingly popular here in Germany. With Grab and Read the motto, the idea is to get more people into the reading habit. Hera Lind, welcome once again. Now, I was saying at the beginning there that 99% of your readers are females, are women, yeah? And you were nodding, yeah? It's true?
That's true.
It's true?
My worst public reading was in a prison where only men were.
Ah.
And nobody laughed for 1 hour.
They didn't understand what you were
they didn't
going on about.
have my humor,
I
you know.
see.
And they were in prison and nobody was there for fun.
Yeah.
It was, I do not know whose victim was higher.
Yeah.
For them or for me.
I see. Yeah.
And
so who paid the higher price for the evening, yeah?
Me.
OK. Tell me this, if 99% of your readers are women...
Yes.
What kind of women?
Housewives, mothers, all kind of women. Yeah.
OK.
All kind of women.
And when they grab your books, yeah, and they do, you've sold an awful lot of books, yeah, what are they expecting? How would you describe your books?
They are funny, they are modern,
yeah.
They are love stories, yes, but... in a modern art kind. Mm-hmm. So I do not know the word in English.
The word you're looking for, I'll tell you what
kitschy,
the word is. They're not kitschy, they're not corny.
Yeah.
Yeah? OK. They're serious.
Serious, but with a lot of humour. OK,
and they're topical, yeah? There's here in Germany, people make a very big distinction between serious literature E-Literatur, this is the ernsthafte Literatur, yeah? Und Unterhaltungsliteratur,
like,
the U-Literatur, this is
like
entertaining
music,
stuff.
Like E-music and U-music.
OK, so two questions in one, yeah? Do you accept that distinction, and what side of that distinction are you on?
I'm the light, it's literature light. It's like cola light. It's you can drink it or eat it without being fat. You can sleep well after reading my books.
OK. You just we're looking at you jogging there, yeah?
Yeah.
And I read in my dossier about you that you run every day, and I thought, well, you know, people say that, but you really run every day.
Since 13 years.
For 13 years?
Since
how many days
13
have you
years.
missed in this time?
7 or 10 in 13 years, really. I run every day.
Wow.
And
wow.
I have a little small dog.
Yeah.
My inner pig dog.
Yeah. OK.
And I run with this mini schnauzer. It's very nice.
So she's the one who keeps you going. Yeah. I read a headline recently about you, and the headline said, "A woman who understands women."
Yes.
Yes?
My
mean?
readers are my best friends.
Your readers are your best friends?
Yes, and when I'm writing, I write like I talk to my best girlfriend. It's very private, very funny, very... Yeah, I could drink a glass of Prosecco when I write, or my readers drink a glass of Prosecco when they read my books, and it's a very good atmosphere. OK,
so your books are light and frothy? Yeah?
Yes, and funny.
OK. One of your biggest bestsellers was called, we saw it in the report
Super
there, was
Vibe.
Super Vibe, yeah? You know, how do we translate Super Vibe? It's almost impossible to translate it. Superwoman, super wife, super broad. There's been lots of attempts, yeah? Let's stick now to Super Vibe. What is a Super Vibe?
This question, I hear it very often. I'm not a super vibe.
You're not a super vibe.
I have many mistakes. And what is a super vibe? Heidi Klum, perhaps.
Heidi Klum, the model, who's a very successful television.
She's successful.
Okay. Yeah.
She's good looking.
But people did call you a super vibe, didn't they?
Yeah,
people
they
said
did, yes.
she can write, she can sing, she's brought up 4 children, she can, you know, she's got everything.
And that was not true.
And they mocked you, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Was that painful?
That was very painful, yeah.
How painful?
I cannot imagine worse things in my life. It was my deep point. But I'm on the way back now. And let's talk about the presents.
OK. We'll talk about the book that you've, or one of the books that you've just written in just a second. But there's one question I must ask. Are you a feminist?
No. Perhaps.
What is a feminist?
What is a feminist? I'm not militarily a feminist.
Oh, you're not a fanatic.
My husband does all the housework.
Your husband does all the housework?
He cooks, he makes all the housework.
Yeah.
And I think I earn more money than him.
You've got the trousers on.
No, he has the trousers on. It's possible, it's both possible.
Yeah.
In our modern times, you do not have to compare. Like in former times.
Maybe
he has the trousers on and she... And we are partners.
Maybe you are a feminist.
No.
Go on, admit it.
I got the children. Yeah.
Oh. OK, we can't go there, yeah? What we can do, though, is we can go back to where we began, in a sense, and talk about singing, yeah? We've got a short piece of video of Hera in action as a singer. Is it embarrassing? Well, let's have a look at it. That's a good reason to have a look at it. Let's listen to it. It's very short, it's spontaneous, it's Carmen. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
What is so embarrassing about that?
I think it's very embarrassing.
How long ago was that? Was that
12 years ago.
12 years ago?
Longer, 15.
But you looked as though you were having a lot of fun.
I had fun, yes.
Yeah. And do you still sing?
No, just in a choir.
In a choir?
In the Opera Festival choir, I sing, in the 3rd line.
We have to explain to our viewers, I don't know if it was in the report, you live in Salzburg now.
I live in Salzburg, where we have
So this is the choir at the Opera Festival?
Yeah.
This is not any old choir, this is a good choir.
It's a very good choir. And I'm in the 3rd line where the lights do not arrive me.
Yeah? You're in the shadows.
Yes.
Yeah? Your latest book, you wanted to talk about it, or one of your latest books, is called in German Der Überraschungsmann. It hasn't been translated yet. My translation for that is The Man Who Wasn't Quite What He Seemed.
The Surprise Man.
The Surprise Man, if you want. OK. In that story, there is a woman who's a singer.
No.
No?
That's another book.
Isn't Lisa, the next-door neighbour, a singer? Or a musician?
Yeah, the neighbour, the young neighbour. She's a singer, yes.
She's a singer?
Yeah.
Is she based on you?
No.
Because a lot of people say that your books are very autobiographical.
Yeah, they are.
They are? OK. And she has an affair with the husband of the woman who's telling the story.
Yeah, genau.
Yeah? Yeah?
Like Schwarzenegger.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did he inspire you? No.
I wrote this book 1 year ago. And then Schwarzenegger was public, his affair. But such men exist. So, surprise men. OK. Are men in your books bad guys? Are they the bad guys? No. They are always a little bit verpeilt.
Verpeilt? You're stretching me there. What does that mean? Explain to me what that means. I need your help.
Trottel is a very good German word.
Yeah? They're sort of dullards? Or
perhaps,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah? OK. Simpletons? Yeah?
We like to laugh about men.
You like to laugh about men?
My readers and me. We love it to laugh about men.
Oh, I'm beginning to see. That's the common thread. OK. Now, we've heard that the title of another one of Hera Lind's recent books is The Man Who Really Loved, and the reason why is because it's based on a true story and a truly remarkable story.
Now and again, Michael Roerdans lies down on his bed and tries to imagine how his wife must have felt, lying motionless for months. Awake and aware, but completely paralyzed. A case of locked-in syndrome, frozen inside her own body.
The doctor told me to imagine it like this. He would build a wall around me, leaving just 2 small holes for my ears, and 2 holes for my eyes, just big enough to see through. But I wouldn't be able to move them. And an opening for the nose. That's how he explained her condition to me, walled up in her own body.
Angela was the love of Michael's life. They married and had 2 children. When Angela was pregnant with their 3rd child, she suffered a stroke. Doctors said her condition was hopeless.
They told me she would die, and so would our baby. I asked if they could at least save our baby, and they said no, that's impossible. They were both going to die.
The doctors told him it was time to let go, but Michael Roerdans refused to give up. He kept talking to his wife and bringing their children to her bedside. And months later, it finally happened.
She was able to move one eyelid, just one, not both of them. So I said to her, if you can understand me, move your eyelid. And that's exactly what she did. That was the start of it, of slowly being able to communicate.
Angela began to fight her way back for herself and her baby. Patrick was born healthy by cesarean section. And Angela managed what no other locked-in patient had done before. She learned how to speak again and to swallow. Michael went to work, cared for their children, and took care of his wife.
It's amazing the things you manage. You don't think about it, you just do it.
An uphill battle for 18 years. Angela even learned how to drive again. But then fate struck another blow. After coming home from a rehab course, she got the flu. Later in the hospital, Angela had a heart attack and died at age 47. But the struggle was worth it. Their son Patrick is now grown. These days, Michael Roerdans enjoys spending time with his grandson Maurice.
It's a remarkable story. Mm-hmm. It's very, very moving indeed. Yeah. How did you get involved?
Michael Roerdans wrote me a letter, and we met each other in a park. And he told me this story and showed me these pictures. And I decided to write his story. And my publisher, first they said, is it good for Hera Lind? Because her stories are always so funny and so light. And this is a very deep story. Yeah. But I think it was my first big success after... It was my first bestseller after, I think, 10 years again. And now I write many true stories. People tell me they are true stories. They write me email.
How many of these have you written now?
3.
3. And
they were all Spiegel bestsellers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're in that's the leading bestseller list here in Germany.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, some people might say that there's something, how would I put it, voyeuristic about this, that you're exploiting other people's stories, other people's misery.
But the people offer the stories to me. They offer it to me. I do not...
you don't make it up.
Yes. Yeah. And I decide what I write and what not. Many stories are
but you
too
create a mood.
voyeuristic.
You create a mood.
Yes, I do. Yeah? I do. And the people like to want me to do that for them. Yeah. Because they are not able to do that, to write a plot and a story who is readable from foreign readers. Yeah. And
Let me just ask you one question, because it interests me personally, because I watched that report a couple of times now, and it's moved me on each occasion. Have you seen Michael? You met him in a park. Did you meet him again after that?
Yes, 2 or 3 times.
Because in the report, he looks very, very drained by his by the emotions
very drained, yes.
that have been brought up over the years. Have you seen him with his children?
Yes, with his children and grandchildren.
And what's that like? If I
it's
may
it's
ask.
a quite nice family, and many women wrote to Michael, and now he knows a very nice woman who he gets to marry her. He gets to marry her.
Yeah.
And they invited me for their wedding.
Really?
Yeah. That's the happy end of the story.
It's a genuinely happy end. Yeah. Okay. Writers like Hera need readers, of course, and one way to get people to read or to read more is what's called book crossing, something that you might almost call a movement. What happens is that people leave books in public spaces for them to be picked up and read by others, such as, for instance, the kind of public bookshelves that are catching on here in Germany. To find out a little bit more, let's go now to the city of Bonn.
An open-air library where you don't need a library card. The open bookshelf has been popular since it was introduced here in Bonn 8 years ago.
You can donate a book you've already read and take a new one in its place.
After all, not everyone has the money to buy books.
It's a wonderful idea for cities all over the world.
The idea for open bookshelves was born in the 1990s. Bonn set up its first in 2003. The bookcases are weatherproof, and they're financed by private donations and a local foundation. The University of Bonn has studied their use.
We discovered people of all occupations and income categories make use of the bookshelves. There are some tendencies, for instance, lower-income people are more likely to take books out, and high-income people are more likely to put books in.
Today, Bonn has about a half a dozen of them. And it's not just books that are shared.
Standing here, it's easy to strike up a conversation about a book and, sure, form a relationship.
The open bookshelf, both simple and ingenious, is beginning to catch on everywhere.
Well, if they're beginning to catch on everywhere, I've got to ask Hera Lind, do they have them in Salzburg?
We have it too.
You have one as well? Yeah?
On the marketplace, on the old residence place,
yeah.
There are very sofas, many bequem, commode, comfortable sofas, and the people are sitting or lying there.
Yeah, lounging around.
Laying there, and chilling around and reading.
Wow.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Have you done that yourself?
Yes, with my children. Yes, it's very nice.
Oh, yeah. And we learnt in the report that there are 2 kinds of people. Obviously, there are people who donate books or at least leave books, and other people who pick them up. What category are you in?
Both.
Both?
Yes, I bring my own books.
Ah.
I bring my own books to the central of Salzburg, of my town, and I read other books, yes.
Oh, good for you, because there's one in Kreuzberg here in Berlin that I know in the central downtown Mitte part of Berlin, or is it? I can't remember. Where is it? I can't quite remember. Anyway, I know I've been there, and I've said to myself, you must take some books down, but I've never got round to it. Now I will.
Robbery.
Now I will. I'll be thinking about you. I was not too long ago at the Frankfurt Book Fair here in Germany, the biggest book fair in the world, and I was surrounded by women.
Women are readers, yeah.
Women are readers,
yes.
yeah. Then I start, you read about it all the time. Women read more than men. Why is that? I mean, you were saying you like to laugh at men with your female audience. Are we such a limited species?
Men has other things to do, I think. They have so many things to do.
That's the reason?
That are not important for me. They spend their time
like
with
repairing
things.
cars?
Yeah. I like it very much to read and to write, and so to communicate with other women.
The theme of your books, of your works, is women, and very often women sort of striving for more independence, women breaking out. Have you broken out in your life?
Yes, I did it too, but not so radically, like a feminist, but with a lot of humor and female feeling for things that are possible and not. And I think this weight in the middle, the golden middle, is always the best way to live.
The golden mean, yeah. It's interesting. I read a quote from you the other day, which was interesting. You said, I can sing a little and I can write a little. And when you can do things that make you happy, well, it's a great life.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Super. I've written a blog about today's encounter with Hera Lind. Do check it out on our Talking Germany website. And do also, please, post your comments.
If you're into Talking Germany, you can find out more on the internet. Your host, Peter Craven, is keeping a blog on the many shows and guests in the series. Find out more about what happens behind the scenes, gossip, experiences, how the whole show is put together. Just visit blog.dw-world.de/talkinggermany, and you can tell us what you think about the programme there too.
OK, time now for our quiz, traditional Talking Germany quiz at the end of the show. Quickish questions, quickish answers, please, Hera. Yeah. What's more relaxing to you of your two hobbies, running or singing?
Running in the morning and singing in the evening.
Good answer. What's more surprising, fact or fiction?
Both. Both.
Point taken. What would you rather read, a brand new book or a second-hand book?
Well, with clothes, I would say a brand new, and books can maybe second-hand. Okie dokie. One of your themes is women, men and women. Yeah, are men and women compatible or incompatible? Compatible, absolutely.
Compatible. That's good news for today.
Yeah,
and is life tears or laughter?
Laughter. Tears from laughter.
Tears from laughter.
Yes.
Oh, words of wisdom from Hera Lind. She's been a great guest, hasn't she? Very charming guest. If you've enjoyed her company as much as I have, then do come back next week. By the way, we've got lots of other programmes on our programme archive on the internet. Check it out. For now, bye-bye and tschüss.